We are live at Valley View Cemetery in Camrose, Alberta, Canada. I should say I am live. It's just me. We're going to begin in about 3 minutes here. And hopefully the weather holds up because it was raining and it said that there is a thunderstorm watch. So I really hope that I don't get rained out tonight. Welcome, welcome everyone. All right, let's get this investigation underway actually. 3 minutes early, doesn't matter. All right, so we're gonna just wander and find a good spot to do an investigation here. This is quite a large cemetery in Camrose. It goes quite a ways back, and I probably won't be doing the whole cemetery this evening, but there are some spots that activity should be pretty good. So I'm gonna go and we're gonna find a good spot. We'll probably go over to these benches over here. We'll just do a little bit of a wander. It's pretty bright outside still, and I hope everybody can hear me. I do not have a mic on me. I can either charge my phone or have a microphone, and I chose the ability to be able to charge my phone at some point during this live. So I hope that you all can hear me because my iPhone speakers don't pick up everything all the time. So yeah, I think we're gonna head over to those benches over there. I'm just gonna take the long way around because it's respectful not to step on the graves or in between them. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with paranormal investigations, but you don't need a bunch of fancy equipment in order to ghost hunt. And it's not just at nighttime that the ghosts come out. I was going to come and do an early afternoon investigation. However, I haven't been feeling well. And with the weather, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be a drowned rat. So hopefully, I mean, it looks like the storm is passing us, so hopefully it'll hold up. So I'm going to be doing some EVPs. I'll be doing a spirit box session. I will probably be doing dowsing rods as well. If any of you are familiar with dowsing rods, you can usually utilize them to get yes or no responses from the spirits. Usually, not always. They're also helpful in finding water, but we won't be doing that tonight. We want the water to stay up there in the clouds. Okay, well, there's some benches over here, so I'm going to head over here and we're going to start this investigation. I apologize if you can hear things rattling in the background. I have to carry my stuff with me. I'm only one person. I only have 2 arms. And I have a lot of equipment. Now, respectfully, I don't really want to zoom in on any of the names for privacy reasons. But I will come over here and we will try to see if we can get some spirit responses. I just need to get out some equipment here. Thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Where's everybody from? We all from Alberta, from Canada? I'm going to take some K2 readings. We'll see if we can get some EMF spikes on here. We got a good base. Oh, we've got a little bit of spikes happening here. There is no power. Obviously, this is a cemetery. There is no electricity. So any spikes on the K2 that you are seeing can indicate spirit activity. Oh, we seem to have some good readings coming off of here, hey? Wow. Is there anybody that would like to communicate with me tonight? Ooh, that's a good hit there. Now, the weather can heighten experiences. You're from Edmonton. Well, welcome. Yes, Billy, I understand that is your opinion, but that's not everybody's opinion, and I actually have experience in this, and I beg to differ, but that is your opinion, and you are entitled to it. Well, it seems like there's a lot of EMF here. There's not even any light poles, as you can see, so this is purely paranormal. And so because we're getting spikes here, I think I'm going to do Spirit Box. I'm going to do Spirit Box because these are some pretty decent hits here. Once you get past the yellow, that is really paranormal. And honestly, the activity can spike if it's really a malevolent spirit in particular with lots of energy. Excuse me, I just need to get rid of some trolls here. Thank you. You can be respectful even if your opinion is different than mine. There's no reason to be rude, and I will not tolerate it in my lives in any way, shape, or form. Welcome, everybody. So I'm going to get my spirit box, my SB7, and we're going to try to communicate with some spirits tonight. Ooh, I'm sorry. I have mosquitoes biting me all over the place right now. So if you're not familiar with a spirit box, this is basically, it sweeps through radio stations. You can choose your speed and you can choose the direction. You can go in reverse, you can go forward, and it will scan through radio stations. And spirits can use the radio stations to come through and give you responses. And sometimes you can get full sentences that sweep over, 15 radio stations, which is impossible for a human to do. So we're just going to make sure we can hear it. Volume all the way up. And we are going to do in reverse. And we're going to change the sweep rate here. All right. Why do I not hear any sound? Just give me 1 second here, guys. I think my speaker might be messed up from walking, so you just give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna try to deal with that for a second. I apologize. Only having 2 hands, it makes it really difficult for me to do anything. I'm just gonna have to set you down on the ground. I'm sorry. Please don't fall over. There. Please don't fall. You want to fall on me? No. All right. So the speaker's not working. That's perfect. All right. So I'm going to try this again. And we are going to change. I don't think anybody wants to come through there. So you can hear that that's a radio station.
McBride's latest album
called Murder on the Inside. And the case of Lucille Miller, a Winnipeg-born woman convicted of the 1960s.
So when a spirit comes through, you won't be able to hear the radio. You will just be hearing voices coming through. And it's not guaranteed that they're going to come through for you. I'm going to change the sweep rate because you don't want to hear any of that. There we go. Is there anybody that wants to speak with us tonight? Is there anybody that wants to come forward and talk with me tonight? It's a beautiful night. Okay, so I had to change the sweep rate because there is still some stations that are coming through here. There we go. And sometimes that happens. There's a lot of rural stations around here, and sometimes that can happen. It still seems like a lot are coming through, but there might be one or two words that we can capture. If you happen to hear something that I don't, please let me know. You heard Max. I heard rapture, which I thought was odd. But I still think that the sweep rate is off here. Okay, well, we might get something, we might not. It's not always a guarantee that a spirit's going to come through this way, and I didn't bring my Ouija board, but that is another way that you can communicate. This is basically a Ouija board. Any type of communication that you do is opening up a portal. So whether you use a spirit box, whether you use a Ouija board, whether you just stand here and ask questions, you're communicating, you're opening up that channel to the other side for anything to come through, whether it's good or bad. So you do have to be careful. I recommend cleansing yourself, doing sage at least at the bare minimum after you do any investigation, or if you are in a home that has activity. Hi, Tab. How are you? Thanks for coming. So I haven't really heard much coming through on the spirit box, and that doesn't mean that there's not people coming or trying to come forward, spirits coming forward. They might not just be familiar with the method. They might not have had anybody come and try to communicate with them. But I'm going to walk this way and I'm going to see maybe if we can't pick up something. Changing the frequencies too from AM to FM can help as well. And it seems like a lot more wants to come through over here. Hello, is there anybody that would like to speak with me tonight? This device that's in my hand will let you manipulate the station so that you can speak to me. Can you tell me your name? Okay, I thought I heard John. Is there a John here tonight? It sounds like somebody's trying to come through, but they might not have the energy required. And this is still new for a lot of spirits. They might not have ever had the opportunity to try to speak to somebody this way. I'm going to switch it to FM, and then we're going to see here if maybe changing this will help them. Is there anybody that would like to speak to me tonight? Do you have a message? You see there's a lot less coming through on the FM because in the rural cities we have a lot of AM stations and that can interfere. This should be more, I don't want to say genuine, but it should be more clear when responses come through. There's a lot of EMF that was coming off of these. Is there anybody that wants to speak tonight? You don't have to be afraid of me. In fact, you can use my energy to come through. I'd prefer that you drain my battery rather than my phone battery at this point. Well, it doesn't seem like anybody really wants to come through right here, but we have more cemetery to go and explore, more equipment to bring out. I think I will take out my Mel meter and my RAM pod and see if I can get some responses here before I move on to another section. So I'm going to turn the spirit box off for now, and I will turn it back on for y'all later. If you want to try to come through, I have a couple of other devices that I can get out for y'all so that you can try to communicate with me. First of all, I'm going to take some readings with my Mel meter. It's more accurate than the K2 for readings. All right, let's just see. Okay, 18.5 degrees. That's pretty darn accurate. It was 30 in my apartment when I left. That was also accurate. Okay, so we've got a baseline of 0 milligauss right there. So if there's any numbers on there, that means that there is electromagnetic energy coming from somewhere. And like I said before, there is no electricity here. So anything that comes through is paranormal. And it did spike up to 0.3. Oh, 2 milligauss. My goodness. There is somebody here that would like to communicate, obviously. That must have been a transient spot because it's gone now. There we go. So like I said, yes, there is no electricity here. Right? There's not even any lamps around here. So there should be no EMF coming off of the ground, off of the cement. Our bodies give off EMF, but as you can tell, I'm holding it and it is not going off because it doesn't register. Now you can tell by the temperature gauge when a spirit is near to, because there might be a dip in the temperature. 0.7, 0.8. You like this area, hey? Are you hiding? Are you behind the tree? Oh my goodness. Are you at the tree? Did you see that spike, you guys? It was 105 in Texas. My word. Hello from Saskatoon. I can't even picture 105 because I know that that is over 40 degrees Celsius and that is way too damn hot. Way too damn hot. And my apartment is 30 degrees because there's no air conditioning. Well, it's beautiful out right now. As long as it doesn't start raining, I'll still consider it to be beautiful. All right, so let's check out this tree. Okay, so yeah, that tree had some energy, which makes me believe that there is somebody hiding around that tree. So I'm going to come back over here and we're just going to check that out again. You see the milligauss is rising, right? I'm getting close to something. Don't be shy. Come and say hello. I think you're hiding in the tree, aren't you? And I'm too short to get a good reading up the tree. Oh, look at there. Do you see that? Do you see that? I was right. There is something in this tree. Well, I mean, you can come down and join me. Oh, do you see that spike? 10.5. Now that was a good spike. That was 100% paranormal. And the temperature went up. Did y'all notice the temperature went up? Your Siri went off? Oh my. Okay, well, activity is starting. I'm getting some good spikes here. And like, there's no reason for it. This is just a tree. This is a normal tree. This is not a tree, disguising a power line of any sorts. So this is absolutely positively paranormal what's happening here. I think there was somebody up in that tree hiding from me. I mean, I don't really blame them for being a little suspicious of me. I'm new to them. They don't know this equipment. They don't know me. But these spikes are crazy good here. So I'm going to go and get my REM pod. Looks like I might have a bit of an audience here. Alright, I'm going to go and grab my gear. I mean, I am in Camrose, so I can trust people here, but why take the risk? I want my equipment with me. Alright, so yeah, the spikes aren't really happening over here. They were kind of mellowing out. So I'm definitely going to go over back to that tree, and I'm going to grab my millimeter, and I'm going to do some readings over there. Alright. Grab this stuff here and head right over there. Sorry for the lousy camera work, guys. I'm trying to bend down and not drop everything, and I'm being really unsuccessful at it. Alright. That's the problem when you're a team of one person and you only have two hands. I mean, I'm used to doing things by myself, but this is a little bit much. You've never watched a paranormal investigation before? Well, I'm thrilled that you chose mine to be your first. Yes, we did do lots of lives on Facebook and watch others too. And boy, were we catching things that the cameras were missing, and it was so much fun. All right, so I need my REM pod. Oh, for crying out loud. That SP7 just does not want to stay where I put it. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys know what a REM pod is, but it is an EMF detector. And it has temperature sensors on it. And when a spirit comes near, it will light up and it will make all sorts of noise. And so I'm going to turn it on here and you guys can see. So that is it starting up. And we're going to zero everything out. And so now I'm going to show you when I'm touching it, when I'm coming near it, it's going to go off. And the temperature sensor is going to go off too. You have to be pretty close to it in order for it to go off, right? And so we're going to try to see if some spirits want to communicate with us through there. Right in front of this tree here where we were getting the spikes. I'm going to pick up my spirit box that fell out of my pocket. Okay, now, whoever was in this tree here, if you would like to come and touch this little device on the ground with the red light on it, it will let me know that you're here with me. It will flash some lights, make some pretty noises, and then we can use it to communicate a little bit. And if you want, I can step back even further and give you some more space, some more room, in case you're a little bit shy. I'm still getting spikes there. It was 3.2, and it did seem like it was around me. 2.5, 4.5. See, these are good spikes. There's definitely something happening. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to show you with the REM pod. You see how it's not picking up the REM pod? This is an invaluable piece of paranormal equipment here because it will give you accurate readings and accurate temperature readings. Now see, why has it gone up in temperature? Why? When the sun is going down, has it gone up in temperature? That might be a bad sign. It is a cool device, isn't it? Okay, Tabitha, no worries. Yeah, there was a big spike there, hey? So, yeah, I think that this person is just hanging around and is just trying to get a read on if I'm okay, if these devices are going to hurt him in any way. And I want to assure any spirits that are here These devices will not harm you whatsoever. You can, in fact, take some of the battery life that's in these devices and give yourself some energy to respond to me. Now, it doesn't look like anybody wants to come and interact with the REM pod, but I am going to go back around the tree and see if I can get some more readings here, because that was just, it's very rare to get good, decent spikes the way that I was getting. Small ones, yes, but those high, you know, over 7 milligauss, that's a really good reading, and it's really hard to do. It takes a lot of energy. My microwave and my refrigerator are both very old, and I get high spikes of EMF off of them. And when you're around high EMF, you can experience auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations. You can experience nausea and dizziness. But you have to be around pretty high levels. So if I were standing in my kitchen in between the microwave and the refrigerator for 12 hours out of the day, I might start to feel the effects. But spirit energy is different, because they can drain you at the same time, and being around dead energy is not healthy for any human. You can actually start feeling sick. 4.85, okay. I think you are following me around, aren't you? You are. I do have more devices. If you're not ready to use these, 5.9, goodness me, that's a good one. Are you right here by this plant? Still nothing on the red pod. 4.57, see? That is a crazy good spike. As far as readings, it really doesn't matter day or night when you're talking milligauss, because that's just energy spikes. 5.2, my goodness. But if you're talking like active spirit actively interacting with you, it really doesn't matter the time, whether it's day or night. If the place is haunted, you're going to get activity, but they do seem to get more energy in the wee hours of the morning. And I don't know if that correlates with the moon in any way, but I've always believed it does. I know that they can get energy from storms, because there's electricity in thunderstorms, and we did have a thunderstorm today. We're still under a watch, so hopefully I don't get rained on. But yeah, it really doesn't matter day or night for readings or activity. It really just depends on if you're able to record it. And just because you want something to happen doesn't mean anything's going to happen. They kind of work on their own schedule. So it doesn't look like they want to interact too much with the REM pod. So I think maybe I will take out my dowsing rods, and I will do a reading here by the tree with the dowsing rods. And now you can get them to cross for yes and uncross them for no. And sometimes we can get some pretty good responses that way. I'm not guaranteeing anything, however. Like I said, they don't seem to be too interested in speaking with me tonight, but this is probably new to them. We don't have a lot of investigators in Camrose. And I'm just going to leave the REM pod there just in case they do want to go ahead and try it out. I'm just going to set you all down here on the ground for a minute so I can get my dowsing rods out. These are a very ancient way of communication, using divining rods. They are copper. They have handles that spin, so you can't even manipulate the devices, the rods yourself. They go solely on energy. That's why they can detect water. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and hopefully you guys can see me. So these are the dowsing rods, and these spin, and so you can't even manipulate the device really, because it's just going to do this, right? Like, you can't. So I'm just going to hold these, and I'm going to ask the spirit questions that are yes or no. Is there somebody here that would like to speak to me? Please cross for yes. trying to cross? You want to speak to me? Yes? Sort of? Maybe? You're not sure? You can cross all the way? Cross all the way for me. You're trying. Maybe you just don't have a lot of energy to do that? There we go. That's crossing a little bit more. There we go. Thank you. Can you reset, please? Wide open, reset. Can you open them, please? Okay, I'm going to try to reset then. Okay, so I'm going to ask again because that wasn't a clear X, and I hope you guys can all see me. If there is a spirit here, please cross for yes. Well, they're moving just a little bit. You don't want to answer me, huh? You're a little bit shy? Oh, you're trying to cross. There you go. Cross them. You're getting close. Okay, you know, I'm going to take that as a yes. Because, okay, there we go. Just about, I got mosquitoes biting me, sorry. Okay. Well, that's a reset right there. That's what a reset does. Can you reset this one? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Do you know that you've passed? Yes? Thank you. Thank you. Can you reset? Mosquitoes are eating me alive. Can you reset, please? It doesn't want to answer me. Okay, I'm gonna reset and I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up. All right. So, even if I were to do this, it's pretty hard to manipulate these. So we're gonna try it again, and I'm gonna hold my fist like this so you guys can see. Okay, can you reset them, please? Thank you. You're trying, huh? Sorry guys, I got mosquitoes eating me alive here. Probably gonna have to switch positions. Can you come over here and touch this REM pod beside me on the ground? Yes? That's a yes. That's a yes. Awesome, thank you so much for that. Can you reset them, please? Thank you. Oh, you're trying. Thank you. Will you try to communicate with me tonight? Will you come through on the spare box? Cross them for yes. Wide open for no. Yes? You're trying. You're trying. There you go. Okay, yes, so you do want to communicate with me. Okay, so I'm going to go to a different location and we're going to try the S box, okay? The spirit box. Okay? Yes? Can you cross them for yes? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go to another location and we're going to try to communicate with this spirit now. I finally got them to interact with me. Not through the REM pod like I was hoping, but that's okay. Sometimes they don't understand the equipment and how to manipulate it. Sometimes they're a little nervous, you know. This is all new to them, right? Everything's new if they've never had an investigation done on them before. And like I said, we don't have a lot of investigators here in the area, so they're probably still getting used to how the equipment works and how I work and everything. So I'm just going to grab my gear and we're going to head to another location in the cemetery. Thank you guys for coming in and watching me. I hope that you guys can hear and see everything. It's really difficult to know exactly what you guys are seeing when it's just just me trying to do everything in the dark here. And I might actually have to put my headlamp on, and unfortunately I didn't bring my flashlight, so I only have a headlamp. Hopefully it will put out enough light here. I'll probably put that on in a minute. Let's go over to another location here. Now, spirits, you said you were going to try to communicate with me through the SB7 spirit box, so if you'd like to join me, we'll go to another location here in the cemetery. Hopefully we get some good activity there as well, some good readings, because that was an excellent tree. I didn't know that a tree could be so paranormal. I've never had that experience before where a tree can give off readings like that. It's actually quite impressive. So there's some really old graves here too. But as you can see, there's like minimal lights, and they're not in the cemetery. They're on the outside of the cemetery. So any EMF readings that I'm getting are absolutely paranormal. You could see me. Okay, that's good, because I would really have hated that nobody saw what I was doing. It's really difficult when I'm looking at my devices to then look at the screen and make sure that they're in the shot too. So I have to actively remember that. Okay, so I think we'll go over here to some of these. Maybe we'll come on this side to some of these older ones. These beautiful headstones over here. I really do hate to walk on the grass. It bothers me because I don't know where there's bodies. I'd rather deal with the ghost than the body of a ghost. But you see, okay, it goes way over there too, right? The cemetery goes way back there. And I won't be going over there. But we'll try to come over here. We'll do some readings over here, I think. This might be a good location. I'm just going to set up some stuff here. So I've got my K2. I'm going to do this real quick here. Okay, so we are already getting some spikes over here too. That's good. So Spirit, if you followed me, I'm going to put out some devices here that you can try to communicate with me. One of them is a radio type device, and you can manipulate the frequencies and speak to me through there. I tried earlier, but I think you were a little bit shy and you were just hiding up in that tree. Oh, look at those spikes. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Now, if you would like to communicate with me some more, can you make that go all the way to the red? All the way to the right. Can you make all the lights on this meter light up? I think you're trying. That's a pretty solid spike there. So I'm going to put the REM pod over here, and we're going to try this over here, because sometimes just changing the spot, the spirit can come through better. So I'm going to put the REM pod here. We're going to put that there. And we're going to put the K2 meter here. I'm just going to leave it like this. That'll probably be better. So the REM pod and the K2, actually I think I'm going to put the K2 right beside the REM pod. You see how it's all green now? There were spikes over here, but now it's just all green, because I think the spirit was right in front of me. Hi, Gord. How are you tonight? So yeah, there was some really decent spikes here, and now they're gone. And that to me is definitely paranormal when it disappears. There's no reason for there to be any energy whatsoever. Again, you have to be relatively close in order for it to go off, right? So once a spirit comes over here, you're going to be able to see, and the temperature changes, and you'll be able to see the spikes on the K2 as well. And I'm going to get out my spirit box. Hopefully my camera doesn't fall over. And the millimeter as well. And we'll do some more readings, and I might even do the dowsing rods some more. Okay, let me just see if there's some readings here. We've got, oh, there we go. We've got some good spikes happening, and look at that, temperature has dropped now. You see it went up from 18 into the 19s, and now it's back down to the 17. I do think that there was a spirit that was following me. All right, so I'm gonna put the millimeter here. I just saw a spike of 10 on there. 10, again, really high. High for what you should be getting here. You know, the base is green, right? That means that there's no EMF coming off, and if there is, it's minimal. Minimal. We give off minimal EMF. But it was spiking in the yellow and sometimes in the orange when I was over here. So, oh gosh, mosquitoes. It's a transient. Oh, I just saw it right there. See? There's a little bit of spikes there. I do think that there is a spirit that's following me. So, I'm going to take out the spirit box. And we're going to see if they want to communicate. Is there somebody that would like to speak to me tonight? You said that you were going to come and talk to me with the dowsing rods. Do you have a message for me? Did you stay in the tree? I thought you were going to follow me over here. We've got nothing happening for activity. Oh no, look at that. We've got some spikes on the K2, but yet the millimeter's not picking it up. See, these don't make the devices go off. Right? Nobody has any messages? There we go. It's okay, don't be afraid. You can come back here. If you want, I'll back up a little bit. Can you go and touch the REM pod? Touch the antenna of that REM pod and make it go off. It's got lots of pretty lights and makes sounds. You said that you were going to interact with me, but I think maybe that you're just a little bit afraid, and there's nothing coming through on the spirit box whatsoever, which is great, actually, because that's even more authentic. And then as I say it, something tries to come through. I'm going to get out a nice little tool that I have in my kit that most people that have pets are familiar with. Pets and children. Hopefully this camera does not fall over. It really wants to, actually. I'm just going to hold on to it then, because it wants to fall over. So I have a nifty little tool in my kit. They are touch activated lights, cat toys, right? So you actually have to touch them in order for them to go off. And now what that means is that if there's a spirit, they will interact with these. You will know that it is a genuine interaction because they cannot go off unless they are touched. And why don't you want to stay up there? You want to roll off. This should be an even surface. So we're going to try it down here then. Are you going to stay there? No, you're not. Will you stay there? Thank you. We're just going to use 1 over there for now, because rounded top. Okay, so it's zeroed out. Nobody is touching it. The only way that it should go off is if somebody is touching it. And that will be an authentic paranormal event if that happens. So if there's any spirits with me tonight, there is a bunch of equipment that you can interact with over here. You can come and speak through this radio, this spirit box. I'm going to open the antenna here. You can try to manipulate the frequencies and try to come through and answer some questions. Does everybody notice that the temperature has gone up again? And I can actually feel it warm over here. And then the ghosts are spiking. And so is the K2. So that means that there might be somebody trying to come through. There you go. Can you come through on the radio and answer some questions for me? Can you tell me what your name is? My name is Sherry. You can call me Riri. Can you tell me what your name is? I thought I had heard John earlier. Is there a John here with me? I'm sorry, can you say that again? I didn't quite catch that. Can you tell me what your name is? I am being eaten alive by mosquitoes. They are really bad tonight. It looks like it's pretty tame over here, so I might actually go back over to the tree. Oh, now you want to spike. Are you trying to come through? Can you tell me what your name is? Would you like me to take out the dowsing rods again? I can try that. I'm going to leave this on though, and I'm going to grab my dowsing rods. Is there a spirit here with me tonight? Can you cross them for yes, please? You're trying to come through the spirit box. Do you have a message? Can you cross the rods for me? Let me know that you're here. You don't want to talk over here, hey? We're going to go back over to the tree because I know that there was activity over there and there was less mosquitoes. And so we're going to go where there's less mosquitoes right now because mosquitoes don't have permission to suck my blood. Only vampires do. Okay, so that's all it takes to get this thing to go off is you barely have to touch it, right? And so if this does happen to go off throughout the night, it is definitely going to be an authentic capture. So we're just going to move back over there for now. And hopefully Spirit wants to talk with us because they're not very chatty tonight. And you know, that's something that does happen. Just because you want it to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? Just because you're in a cemetery doesn't mean that it's haunted either. You know, that really is a myth because not every person that passes is going to be earthbound, and they're not all going to have things to say to you at any given moment just because you're looking for it, right? Being a paranormal investigator is about having a lot of time to sit around and do this for hours upon hours and barely get anything if at all. It really is. And, you know, nobody's paying you to do it. Most of the time you're paying to go and investigate places. Oh my gosh. I am a mosquitoes buffet right now. So I'm going to hurry up and get out of this section. Because, oh my word, I am like being swarmed right now. Okay. Let's not forget these. We need these guys. All right, you guys, it's getting kind of dark, so I'm going to have to put my headlamp on when we get over there too, because I don't know how much y'all are going to be able to see. But honestly, if the mosquitoes keep it up, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here, because this grass is like mosquito heaven right now. But you see the lights way over there, right? Like there's no lights in here, so it's going to be really dark. And without my flashlights, so annoying. Without them, it's going to be difficult to see anything for the investigation. Unfortunately, not all of my gear is here still. I have deliveries coming still this week and next week. I have a really cool piece of equipment that normally you wouldn't see unless you were at a club. It is a laser light for laser light shows, and what you can do is set the lasers up and you can look for movement. Any spirit movement will affect the lasers. If you have a fog machine, that's even better. All right, I'm gonna put my stuff right here, and I'm gonna grab my headlamp. So I'm gonna set you guys down. I know it's really dark, I apologize. I'm gonna get out my headlamp and hopefully that will help. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna end up having to end the live if y'all can't see nothing. Which I really don't wanna have to do, but yeah, unfortunately, if it's dark, there's not much that we can see. So, and I had a lamp that was sitting at the door waiting for me, and I just forgot it. I was too preoccupied with everything else and not feeling well, so. All right, well, that's a little bit of light for you guys. It's not a lot. If I had brought my other tripod, it has a light and a microphone on it as well, but like I said, I'm one person and I can only do so much for investigating by myself. All right, so let me just maybe do some EVPs, and we'll go from there. So if anybody is not familiar with what an EVP is, it is electronic voice phenomenon. And so I just have a little digital recorder here. This is voice activated, and it's going to pick up on everything that's being said, whether I'm speaking or not. And then I'll be able to listen back to see if we captured any voices, because I should be the only person that is speaking. And so if you see right now, the screen is jumping with my voice. So when I'm not speaking, if that's jumping, then we know that we're capturing. Unfortunately, I'm still being eaten alive by mosquitoes here. They really like my blood all of a sudden tonight. If there's anybody here that would like to speak to me, there's a device in my hand. This little black thing with lights on the front of it and a red light at the top. If you come and you speak into this, I'll be able to hear your voice, and maybe that will be easier for you to communicate with me rather than the spirit box. Can you tell me what your name is? How did you pass? Do you know how you passed? Do you remember? Okay, I'm going to try to listen to this now and see if we have caught anything.
Is electronic voice phenomenon, and then I'll be able to see if we captured any voices. I should be the only person that is speaking, and so fortunately, if there's anybody here that would like to speak to me, there's a device thing with lights on the front of it and a red light at the top, rather than the spirit box.
I don't know why it's cutting out.
How did you pass?
Okay, so there was nothing on there but my voice, and for some reason it didn't catch everything that I was saying. So that's weird. That's very bizarre. So, clearly they don't really want to speak to us on here, and I'm still being freaking eaten alive here. So, let me go ahead and do some more readings and make sure that there is a spirit around here. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless to stay in this area. We're still getting decent spikes on the K2 here. Yeah, it's transient. It's moving around. Are you just kind of staying hidden? You still afraid of me? Yes? You might be afraid of me. I'm not afraid of you. You can utilize my equipment to speak to me, to interact with me. It definitely is something up with this tree. And I'm just going to double check and make sure that it is not over here. You like this whole area, hey? Yeah, you do. Okay. You know, there's not a grave right here because this is the road. I know you can't see that, but there's a road. It is so dark, you guys. I don't know how you guys can see anything. I apologize because this is really dark for y'all. You can't see nothing anymore, huh? If I'm standing right here, you can see a little bit because of the reflection. So I'm probably just going to end the live here then, because I can't show you anything if you can't see nothing. And that really bums me out. But if it wasn't so cloudy, the live would have been a lot longer. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I want to thank you all for watching me tonight. We did get some decent evidence. We didn't get a lot, but we did get some. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys for stopping by and sticking around. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. And yeah, if you want to come and do an investigation with me, I'm in Alberta. That is something that I would be willing to do. Unfortunately, I do not have a vehicle, so you will be coming here. I'm walking everywhere these days, and I don't mind it because I love to walk. It's good for your mental health. Anyway, thank you guys. Stay safe. Much love, and thanks again for watching me. And I will see you on another investigation when it will definitely not be dark. And I will definitely have bug spray. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you.